Welcome to Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Uso pa ba ang modesty these days? To tell us about this subject matter, we have a communicator. She handles events and communications and marketing of non-profit organizations in the country. She will tell more about herself in the course of the interview. Welcome to Buhay Life, a fellow trustee of Pro-Life Philippines Foundation, Nirva'ana Ella Delacruz. Hi, Nirva.
Hi, Tita Rita. Thanks for
How
having
are
me.
you? Thank you for guesting. At last,
Finally, natuloy din.
finally. So Nirva, ang modesty ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon. Tell me, what is modesty? Kasi yung ano natin, di ba, kapag nasa beach ba tayo, pag naisip ko kasi modesty in the beach, for example, ang naisip ko lagi, rash guard. Pero di ba, hindi ba appropriate ang bikini? Tell us about the evolution of the bikini. Saan ba nag-umpisa yan?
Well, actually, Tita Ritz, yung bikini talaga, di ba today it's so common, parang if you go to the beach, or even in supposedly a more conservative country like the Philippines, na it's not like the West, na meron pa mga mga talagang those who like go topless, yung mga ganun. Wala pa naman, not so much pa tayo sa ganung level.
Pero parang uso mga two-piece bikini eh.
Yeah, it's so common na. So, pero before, talagang hindi pa siya ganun. I mean, people didn't really like immediately want to wear a bikini na parang, okay, there's a bikini, let's do this.
Okay.
Interesting kasi what I'm gonna, para magkikwento lang din ako, I find it so fascinating na nag-evolve pala to, like the concept of ano ba yung modest, ano ba yung okay na isuot ng mga babae, ganyan. So the bikini pala was really designed by a Frenchman eh. His name was Rayard eh. Louis Rayard yata.
Frenchman.
So French siya. Tapos his mother had a lingerie shop. Tapos that time talaga, it was a bit scandalous. As in like people were like, shucks, sino magsusuot nito? Kasi ganun siya ka, like, so out there na women really didn't think of or imagine wearing it. Ano ang sinusuot ng mga tao dati, Tita Ritz? I'm sure hindi mo na ito.
Anong year ba ito pinag-uusapan natin, Nirv?
I think early 19th century to eh. Basta
so mga raffle yan.
Wala pa ako na wala ka pa niyan. So,
mga raffle ang suot nila.
Ang funny. Dati yung mga babae, they wear like, as in like bathing costumes. Mukha siyang pantulog talaga. Tapos they have like, what they call bathing machines na sobrang modest ng mga babae. As in, ayaw nila makita sila. So there's like this, parang siyang wagon na may horse. So this was like 18th century to 20th century.
So may wagon na may horse.
Yeah, tapos papasok na babae dun sa loob. Kasi para siyang bahay na maliit. So can you imagine, para siyang trailer home na pupunta sa beach. Tapos dadalhin yung mga babae straight to the water para diretso na sila sa tubig. Can you imagine?
Para hindi naglalakad.
Exactly. Tapos hindi sila na-expose sa mga tao. Tapos
nila?
Para siyang very like, para siyang pajama na hindi naman super pero siguro up to the knees na medyo puffy. Tapos talagang up to the sleeves, ganyan. Tapos mag-swimming na sila, ganyan. Tapos after nila mag-swimming, papasok na sila ulit dun sa sa parang bathing machine na yun. So uwi na sila. So parang, can you imagine yung sense of like, parang sense of like, they want to protect themselves, yung mga babae before. And I would imagine even the men would really think na this is like what women really do. Parang they know how precious they are, their value, ganyan. So, nangyari yung bikini. Sorry, Tita. Go ahead.
Sige lang, go ahead. Yung bikini, you were saying?
So ito, parang invention nga to ng Frenchman si Louis Réard. Tapos it was so scandalous na no French model na babae would wear it, agreed to wear it. He had to hire a stripper to wear it. Grabe! As in, nung narinig ko to, and syempre this is not naman from my own research na I went to France and found out about this. Pero ano lang din ako, like I heard talks about it, gano'n.
Kailan tinanggap ng society yung bikini?
That's a good question, Tita Ritz. Kasi it really started with the sexual revolution. So itong bikini, even in the US, hindi talaga siya tanggap. As in yung mga women's fashion magazines, as in dinalagay na parang isang very striking quote doon. Parang the bikini, for the first time kasi, yung mga bikini, as in super modest lang. As in like, para siyang cycling shorts na, or as in hindi nakikita yung belly button. Tapos talagang, parang ano pa rin, parang covered pa rin. Pero yung bikini for the first time, talagang parang tipid na tipid sa tela. As in, kita yung belly button. As in, like, people have never seen anything like it. So, after the bikini came out, even the women's magazines would write na parang, no self-respecting woman would wear this. Yung ganon.
Ganon ang comments nila. What about the men? Kasi parang hindi ba may mga studies yung paano ba nagfa-function ang brain ng men as relative to the attire of the women?
So interesting, Tita Ritz, that you asked that. Kasi ako din, parang, I would consider myself a feminist, I would say. Mm-hmm. So, interesting sa akin yung mga thinking na, ano ba, should we listen to these men? What right do they have to tell us what to wear? Yung mga ganon-ganon.
Right.
So, there was this Princeton study na parang studied the activity of the parang brain activity ng mga lalaki when they are shown photos of women who are scantily clad. So yung babae daw who are not, like, as in, wala masyadong suot. Like, siguro super sexy. Compared dun sa mga...
suot.
Ano yun?
That is a good way to put it, Nirva. Okay, so yung mga babaeng wala masyadong suot or scantily clad.
Yung mga minamadali nung nagtahi. Yung hindi pa tapos kinuha na nila. Ganun. So,
kulang sa tela.
Oo, mga nagtitipid sa tela, gano'n. Compared dun sa, yung talagang, siguro longer skirts, hindi siya sleeveless, ganyan. So fascinating, kasi Tita Rita pala, yung brain activity associated with tools like screwdriver, hammer, yun daw yung part ng brain ng lalaki nagla-light up kapag they see a woman who is scantily clad. So parang,
yung part ng brain nila na na-associate nila sa mga screwdriver at mga martilyo at mga tornilyo.
Weird, no? So sabi ko, so this is Princeton. So parang you would say this is a super...
Yeah, a valid study.
Yeah, it's a valid study. So parang lumalabas, it actually encourages the male brain to see women as literally not people. Like, para silang literal na object. Kasi tools eh. So parang gagamitin ko to. May gagawin ako dito sa bagay na to, pero hindi siya tao. So I forgot what it's called. Pero parang prefrontal cortex yata. Don't quote me on that. Pero may specific region yung brain. Tapos, Tita Rita, grabe. Yeah.
Tell us, kailan ba nag-umpisa nag-breakdown ang modesty? You spoke kanina earlier of the sexual revolution. Do you want to talk more about that?
So, yeah, you're right, Tita Rita, in saying na talaga yung sexual revolution talaga yung turning point na if before when the bikini came out, talagang women were like, hindi kami magsusuot niyan. As in, meron pa sa mga beach, may mga nag-check, yung mga lifeguard siguro, or yung mga guard doon. I-check nila kung how much tela yung ginamit. Pag hindi, ikikiot talaga yung babae pag naka-bikini. So, there was a strong parang rejection by the predominant culture. Pero when the sexual revolution came in the 1960s,
right.
So yung talagang ang daming nangyari nung 60s eh.
Doon ako pinanganak.
Okay. So, you were too young pa to remember, Tita. Pero it was a time of a lot of like, yan, may mga wars, political upheaval. Tapos, ito nga, yung breakdown din ng the culture of modesty. Kasi parang dito rin nag-start na women were being parang, in a way, parang prompted to think na you need liberation, it's the patriarchy, parang no-oppress kayo ng mga lalaki, you need to fight, you need to go to work, you need to parang resist being a homemaker, hindi kayo bagay dyan, you're smarter than that, yung mga ganun-ganun. So, parang that's where nag-start yung bra burning, yung ayaw na nila mag-bra. Ang funny, no? Parang, okay, sige.
Yes.
Pero,
parang nakakakita ko sa movies, 1960s, right?
Exactly. So parang ito talaga yung very, I would say parang turning point din of where the culture went. So parang out of rebellion, yung mga babae, talagang ano na, they're like, we don't care. Ano naman yung mga lalaki naman yung nag-impose ng modesty na yan. Pero if we look at the Princeton study, like who wants to be seen as an object, diba? So parang, actually yun talaga yung design ni God na hindi talaga ipakita kung ano yung precious. Di ba pag kunwari, if something is so precious, hindi mo naman i-expose lang dyan. Yung parang, kunwari parang family heirloom, di ba Tita Ritz? Kunwari you have a family heirloom, nakatago yan, it's so protected, hindi yun basta-basta nakikita ng kahit sino. So in the same way that women, parang that's the thinking for modesty. It's not because we're oppressed or parang men are telling us to not dress that way. Pero it's really parang an interior disposition na we want to protect ourselves.
So yes. So why do we want to be? Why should we be modest? Why should girls, young ladies, be modest? Aside from protecting ourselves, bakit mahalaga to be modestly dressed, to be properly covered?
Tita Ritz, I would like to see it this way. It is the true power dressing. So modesty is the true power dressing. Kasi yung Princeton study, so meron siyang parang counterpart naman dun sa findings na yun. So nung pinakita naman nila yung brains or parang readings or like results nung pag modestly dressed yung babae, ano yung lumalabas sa brain activity ng lalaki?
Ano?
It's so interesting. Ang lumalabas doon, associated siya with third person active verbs. So third person active verbs meaning third person active verbs. So meaning she pushes, she grabs, she does this, she does that. So parang their perception of the woman is she is powerful. She is the one who does things.
Pag properly covered.
Grabe, no? So parang sabi, galing. And it makes sense. Kasi kunwari, women heads of state, like for example, Angela Merkel of Germany, you won't see her like, spaghetti strap, like, who will take this woman seriously? Kita yung belly button niya, like, she's gonna meet Putin, tas parang, anong gagawin ni Putin sa kanya pag ganun yung suot niya? Di ba parang, we want to rebel against that idea. Pero even science, pinuprove ng science na totoo to. So I would say, for women, what's your first motivation? It's to really show na you are a powerful woman. Kasi, yung Princeton study din shows na yun nga, pag scantily clad yung woman, ang association ng brain activity ng men is I push, I grab. Parang yung lalaki nag-act on the woman. So he does things to her. When the woman is modestly clad, baliktad. The woman does things to the man. So parang I'm like, parang this is powerful. Oh, so I would say, if that's your first thing, if you really want power dressing talaga, yun. To dress modestly is to be powerful and parang to really own your being a powerful woman. Second siguro is, I would say, you will attract the right kind of people. I heard this quote from somewhere, Tita Rita, na parang the virtuous woman will attract the virtuous man. So, okay, this is kind of like, I might get some backlash and like hate mail or hateful comments. for what I'm gonna say. Pero I'm gonna stand by it na kung mag-dress up ka na parang you can't really be taken so seriously, you will attract that kind of people, that kind of man din. Especially for women na maybe are looking for, someone to be in a relationship with or a future spouse, their future spouse.
Right.
You will attract the kind of people na, kumbaga, how you dress is parang a reflection of who you are. So pag nakita ng mga tao na in a way, parang message yun na ganito kung klaseng tao. Ganun yung taong you will attract. So yun yung second.
Yes. Right. Interesting to the young women watching this podcast. Oo, if you want to attract a virtuous man, then magbihis ka that will show your virtues, no? The virtuous woman ka. So I can imagine, pag iyan yung mga babae, pag nakabihis ka na maayos, gusto ka rin ipakilala ng lalaki sa magulang niya.
Yes, super. And dito siguro I also want to dispel the thinking na pag modest, kailangan baduy ka, kailangan super manganang, yung parang, shucks, ano ba tong mga suot ko? Parang susutin ng lola ko. No, you don't need to be like, parang so, alam mo yun, yung parang, ay, ano ba yan? Yung hindi ka naman, hindi ka presentable.
Hindi naman ganon.
Exactly. So, siguro one style icon, and I would give that as a tip to young women din. Think of a style icon or identify a style icon na is modest pero stylish. Kasi marami naman, like kunwari Audrey Hepburn, or
yes.
people na like can really look good without showing too much skin. Kasi hindi naman siya kumbaga requirement. As we've seen, even the studies show na it actually works against us. And dapat parang pang special lang 'yun. Kumbaga parang pag special na talaga yung tao, that's when they get to see everything.
Again, say that again, Nirva. Ano yung pang-special?
Pag special na yung taong yun, he gets to see everything. Meaning when you're married.
Kasama na.
Right, diba? Right. Bakit mo naman parang in a way, parang open for public viewing. Ang sad. Pero parang, in a way kasi, and I understand it. Siguro the thinking of a lot of women is, I need to show na I'm attractive. And I get that. That's natural. Parang we women want to be seen in a way nga. Kasi we are the fairer sex, diba? Pero, yun nga, parang let that person be drawn in first by your inner beauty. Tapos then he can get the privilege of the whole package. Kasi kung na-enjoy niya na yung whole package, so wala man lang anything. Like, no.
So top of mind, if I ask you sa mga young influencers right now, maybe sa movie industry, yan yung mga nakikita natin eh. Sino sa tingin mo ang nag-embody ng modest, powerful dressing na pwedeng maka-influence sa mga kabataan ngayon? Kasi like ikaw, hindi ka naman nakikita sa billboards or sa mga commercials. Meron ka bang top of mind na influencer?
Si Jessica Ray, for one. Though, medyo na siya eh. She actually is a proponent of this, yung modesty. So Jessica Ray, well, she's a minor celebrity. Doon sa mga ka-age ko, nabutan nila na nag-Power Rangers si Jessica Ray. Siyempre, hindi niya nakilala si Jessica Ray. Pero, funny, no? You can Google her. She actually came out with a swimsuit line na modest. Tapos, if you see her, she dresses well. She's tasteful in how she presents herself. I would also say, Princess Catherine. Shucks, sorry. Nakalimutan talaga, no? Yung white niya, no?
Locally. Meron ba sa kabataan?
Meron yan eh. I'm just forgetting. I'm sure meron.
Sure meron. Okay, so why?
Mental block. Pero meron yun.
give the young women watching right now some more tips on how to dress modestly. Kamukha yung sinabi mo kanina si Jessica Ray, may swimsuit line siya na modest. Ano exactly itsura ng modest na swimwear?
That's a good question, Tita Rit. Siguro, I would say, parang let's go back to the original or like the earlier design ng swimwear na hindi kita yung belly button, yung parang hindi yung
one piece yan.
Yeah, or even a rash guard if you feel na okay ka doon, or parang yung tipong leave something to the imagination. Kasi yung iba talagang swimwear, as in like parang G-string na parang shucks, parang yung isang quote from a magazine, parang the bikini daw reveals everything about a woman except for her mother's maiden name. Like, oo nga naman, hindi parang nakita mo na lahat. Like, for the guys, they probably like that. Pero parang, ang boring na kasi wala nang mystery. Alam mo yun, yung parang nothing to wonder about in a woman kasi you've seen everything na parang, so yun. So I would say, yeah, technically yung belly button. Tapos siguro not so high cut. Kasi iba talagang, grabe, as in like, you can see like all the hidden crevices and everything.
The lines.
Yung ano lang, yung para siyang bordering on being shorts, I would say. Tapos not so yung not so plunging yung neckline. I would admit medyo challenging talaga to look for ganyang swimwear. Pero otherwise naman, I mean, that's not a problem we have every day. Pero for everyday dressing, I would say a tip would be, pag bumibili kayo or pag nag-shopping kayo, you would think na, susutin ba to ni Mama Mary? Nandito siya. Okay, not naman na kailangan long flowing.
Yun ang ano natin, benchmark kung isusuot ni Mama Mary.
Exactly. Right. So, parang you would think na hindi naman kailangan tipong floor length yung skirt, tapos talagang long sleeve forever.
Oo, katulad
walking around.
Right.
Hindi naman.
You as a young woman, when you put on something, that is really on your mind na isusuot ba ito ni Mama Mary?
To be honest, Tita Ritz, kasi syempre I also went through an evolution of my own. Dumaan na rin ako sa stage na, you follow the trends, you wear what everyone is wearing, kasi nga, di ba parang, if you have it, flaunt it, or parang you just want to be parang trendy and like not, you know, parang napag-iwanan ka na ganyan. Pero recently, I really did an audit of my closet and really checked, ano ba talaga, like, okay ba to? Hindi. And it's a concrete, like, life-changing thing. Kasi if you just talk about modesty, tapos hindi mo naman in-apply, hindi what's the use, diba? So I had to come to terms with the fact na, ano talaga meron talagang questionable eh. So, I would peg it as Sunday dressing. So parang, yeah. So, siguro concretely, like for me, like, skirts or dresses at the knee, or lower. So parang pag medyo higher na parang ako personally hindi na rin ako comfortable na masyado maikli. So tapos not so deep yung neckline. Yung tipong you can move freely. Kasi 'di ba yung ibang parang asiwakan na rin eh. So dun pa lang I think that's already an indicator na hindi na siya modest clothing kasi hampered ka na sa movements mo, para kang hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin mo sa sarili mo. Tapos, I would say, ako personally, though, syempre this is not naman like a dogmatic thing na parang di talaga pwede. Pero personally, hindi na ako nagsisleeveless. Because I feel like, I've heard din kasi guys, I think I asked a guy friend kung okay ba siya. Pero I think one admitted na parang, when guys see bare arms talaga, they can't help but think of other stuff eh. So, it depends naman.
Braso lang? Arms lang?
I don't know. Maybe some men hindi. Kasi syempre parang may levels of sensitivity. Pero ako, to be parang on the safe side. I don't na lang din. Kasi parang ako din, parang lumalabas yung bra strap ko. So sabi ko, never mind, let's not do this anymore. Parang, alam ko, wag na nga. Parang, alam mo, kasi meron mga medyo sleeveless na parang okay, pero meron naman na parang really, so sabi ko, wag na nga, just for me, for my own, parang peace of mind. Pero, syempre, that's like a not super hard and fast rule. Maybe some women can say or like can justify na okay pa rin yung sleeveless. Pero
okay,
kung ako, ang benchmark ko is pang-simba. Definitely, for me, hindi pang-simba yung I don't know. Pero parang for me, hindi siya pang-simba eh. So, yun na lang. Yun na lang yung parang draw. So, yun yung super technical. You can pray about it. It's an evolution. Ako, matagal ko rin na-give up yung sleeveless kasi feeling ko ang init-init, blah, blah, blah. So, pero eventually, I mean, I'm like, sige na nga. And I actually feel better about it. And I'm like, alam mo yun, even when I moved in, tsaka I don't have to worry about, ano bang, how do I move in this space? Ganun. So I feel more at peace, I would say. So those are the tips from me.
So Nirva, what do you say to women, to young girls who na ang mantra nila is if you have it, then you flaunt it? And also number 2 question, have you ever been told na because you don't have it, so you cover it? May mga ganun bang mga bash sa'yo? O may
Wala
mga tanong ba kayo?
Wala naman. Maybe for those who feel na they have to, in a way, parang prove something or showcase something. Maybe it's a time to reflect, parang self-reflect. Kasi in a way, that comes from some kind of insecurity din, I would say. And ako, I would say na siguro, every woman or even every person will go through a phase of feeling insecure about their looks. Tas parang, syempre parang, you want to be attractive, you want to be noticed, you want to feel na you are worth loving. So in a way, our way to do that as women is to show na, oh, I have this and that, this asset and that. Kaya ko rin ipakita yung ganyan. Pero, yun nga, as we know, it will attract a different kind of attention. So, I think first is self-reflect and think about it. Saan ba galing? Are you trying to maybe prove to yourself that you have this worth, that sa loob mo, feeling mo wala ka nun, kaya kailangan mong ipakita? Alam mo yun? So parang meron ka siguro insecurity na kasi kung hindi ko to ginawa, wala namang magmamahal sa akin or wala namang ma-attract sa akin. So, bumabalik siya sa self-worth, I would say. Yeah. So, parang it's a question of self-esteem and how you value yourself.
Wow.
Yung second question, Tita Lisa, naman, wala pa naman. Siguro, I also have like good circles, or if there are people who thought that about me, hindi pa nila ako sinabihan to my face. Pero for those who are probably more maybe in the secular setting and maybe interact with people who have different perspectives, edi hayaan mo sila. Like, di ba? Parang care ko, bakit? Walang pakialaman. I think eventually they will realize na you're right eh. Kasi siguro the kind of attention then that they will get eventually, they will realize that this is not the attention that I actually want, and they themselves will look for something more, something deeper. So that's
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nirva. I'm sure na maraming natutunan, especially the young girls that is watching this program right now. Thank you. Any final message, Nirva?
Siguro lang, work on cultivating the beauty inside. Kasi if you think about it, after like how many years, you get married na, the beauty will fade, the physical beauty will fade eh. So parang, and then you will be left with what's inside. So work on it, on cultivating that, and you will be the person na truly beautiful even if you're 18 or 80. So that's...
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. So young ladies, all the women and the men watching this, remember that your self-worth is not coming from what is seen outside, but in your inner beauty. This is Rita Dairit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.